you go. Let's turn down just a little bit. Maybe it's a little too loud. I mean, it should be hitting yellow. Perfect. Yeah, we good. So I can go live here. You know what I'm saying? And then now we are good to go. I don't know if my Twitch shit is gonna pop up, but we'll see. We will see. We will see. All right. So monthly looks like we're rejecting this. We can have this generational move right here. Definitely had this generational move right here. So what I'm looking for in this here, right? So AUD USD. All right, let's see what we're working with. Okay, so monthly is bearish. Literally just waiting for that turn for it to, monthly is bearish. Weekly, this is the high, broke that, so it's bullish for now. Pretty much waiting for that bearish move. Hello? Yo. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm just going through this. I'm recording right now.
I'm in the barbershop right now.
For sure. I mean, you could just watch. I'm gonna just go through all these pairs.
Wait, how do you have the pairs like that, like popped up right there on the side like that?
What you mean?
Like, you see how you have all the, you can see all the
I mean,
statistics of the pairs right here?
it's on the computer. If you got a computer, it'll do this.
Oh, it don't do it on the phone, do it on the computer.
Yeah, on the computer.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll be on that.
You can have a map, as long as it's a computer. MacBook don't matter. It's gonna be right here.
All right,
yeah. So monthly's bearish, weekly is bullish, and this is the low, and this is the low that needs to be. If it engulfs this, I think it's good enough to go. But for now, weekly is bullish. Daily is also still bullish. We're still holding structure. This is the last structure. We're still holding structure, so I will say daily still bullish. And 4 hour is bearish. So I don't think this is gonna hold. I think this might continue. So it's just a matter of waiting for that low to be broken. So this is a very low. So basically what I'm looking for, especially on the hour, I mean, you could kind of tell right here. When you know it's gonna reverse it. Basically, it's like once you understand how to play with scenarios, right? What are the chances that this would have continued? At this point here, I would have been convinced, but at the same time, the following candle again, that's why you wait for the break, retest. Retest is gonna tell you everything you need to know. Retest closed doji, which is like, okay, cool. Sellers are backing off a little bit. So you just continue to wait. And it broke structure, cool. So now the 30 minutes bullish. Came back, swept liquidity, right? But at this point right here, you see this up, Bryson?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, so
I can barely hear you though.
Okay, let me see if I don't know if you're gonna have to turn me up or something. I don't know. But I'm saying at this point right here, right? You can kind of already see that it's forming a left inverse head and shoulders. So at this point right here, it's kind of like you have to have the foresight to kind of look forward and understand, okay, cool. At this point, what are the chances that you're gonna sell at this point? You feel me? Even though, yes, you're under area interest, under EMA, around psychological level is rejecting it. The 30 minute, as far as the 30 minutes concerned, it's bullish. And on top of that, for you to even try to sell, you gotta wait for the low to be taken out, aka for it to do something like this: break, retest, and the retest has to respect that break. It can't just be all up in here. If it's all up in here, then that's not your trade. Even though it sells and goes to your take profit, it's not your trade. At least when it comes to my rules, how I play is just I ain't gonna bother with it. You can kind of see right here, respects it, it breaks. This is a really good point. Actually, I can go over this. This was really good. I ain't gonna fake it.
Wait, how did you get? How did you put the left head, the shoulder thing? How did you put that to where it says that?
It's like it's right here. Should be one, two, three, the fourth one. Once you click the open, it's like the third one in there. Head and shoulders. You could just put a star in there. It's gonna save it up here.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah, but this one right here, what I was saying earlier, if it breaks structure, right, that's the only way you can pretty much sell. And this right here, right, it broke structure, right? Again, great area to continue. Already had the pullback. You may respect it. This isn't a bad sell from what it looks like. The retest right here, right? And then the way it
Yeah.
plays out,
Yep.
it kind of
It's got three
just,
touches. You see that?
yeah, you kind of already have this zone right here, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah.
Break, retest. The retest, realistically, what I would like to see is at least this, right? And if it continues to chop, well, this is the recent higher high. This is the higher high here, the most recent one.
Yep.
So price could do whatever it wants to do within its price range. That's why you have the break. This the retest right here. So basically, what you want to see is either it does this and then engulfs the candlestick for continuation, or you want it to do something like once it breaks, you want it to basically like chop. It chops, gets
Yeah.
real tight, real tight, real tight. You basically just follow the most recent higher lows. That's all it's gonna create: higher highs, higher lows, higher lows. Or it's gonna be a combination of it breaking, not holding, not really respecting structure, and basically you just want to follow the higher lows, right? Once you do that, all you really waiting is for that engulfing go down to 30-minute, 15-minute. You basically gonna see the retest of that EMA, and it's gonna sell.
Okay, bet. Hey,
All it is just once you see the all the possible patterns play within your rules and how you trade, at that point is just recognizing that and seeing, okay, what's the probability of this happening versus that happening. That's all it is.
okay, bet.
Yeah, as far as
Hey,
like how I trade, type trade.
I'm gonna join the Discord back in like 15 minutes when I get back to the crib.
I
Do
bet.
not stop it,
I don't know about 15. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here.
dude. Just
Yeah,
stay on it.
I'm gonna just record these. I mean, if I leave, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Like, you can just hop on tomorrow.
No, I'm gonna be right back on in a minute. Hold on.
Okay, if I'm on, I'm on. All right, so to continue with my whatever I was talking about, it can kind of this is just the fair value gap that I know is gonna tap into. So already established that weekly currently is bullish. Daily is also bullish. We're above area interest. This is the most recent low that broke structure. So this is the lower high, lower low, create a higher high, and essentially you need that higher low. And you can see obviously liquidity points all the way from here. A liquidity void, whereas there's no sell orders within here. It's just straight buys as far as daily is concerned. And basically what I want is already happening right here is chopping up, chopping up, chopping up, chopping up, engulfed right here. I like this. So what I would do 4 hour is understand, okay, 4 hours bearish. This the leg that broke. So basically I don't want a break above here. We could chop, sweep liquidity, cool, but I don't want this to be broken. Now if it goes above breaking retest continues, it is what it is. And again, this is just a 4 hour. Go down to 2 hour, and basically what I'm looking for is just structure points where it can hold. So basically a higher low, something like these here. So this isn't enough. Okay. Yeah, this one's a little hard to tell simply because it's so far like out. So when you have a situation like this, right, we can clearly just create this higher low and continue higher highs, right? And basically if that is the case, and since there is liquidity resting above here, this is an optimal entry for me. And the reason why I say that is because if price retraces to this point, right, it's either gonna break and close above. That tells me this trade is dead, or it's gonna come up in here, retrace up in here, consolidate a little bit, create a left there, right shoulder, break, or consolidate, engulf, or inside out candlestick. And the thing is, I don't really like playing with those, because the thing is, with inside out, you're gonna have a fat ass candlestick, probably even closing above, and then it just starts selling off. And to me, that's hard. That's harder for me to play with versus it creating a left head, right shoulder right up in here. We could play with this right here any day, and it just does this thing. But off the fact that weekly, weekly's week. Okay, let me get my words together. Off the fact that monthly, right? We've created wicks, and for what, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, for 10 consecutive months, we've created wicks tops and at the top and bottom. So the likelihood of this continuing to buy monthly EMA is causing that rejection. It's bearish. It's not that I'm not really interested in buys. That's what that this is like. I don't want to say higher level thinking. It's just when you've had some type of experience under your belt, you kind of start like thinking about it. What's the likelihood of this just continuing? It is possible, but from what I'm seeing, I'm not trying to predict nothing. Just off of what I'm seeing right now, I don't like the idea of buying based off the fact that we could probably spike here, probably even get it to here, but we're not gonna hold, right? I'm trying to look for the bigger reward. I guess the bigger risk reward. I guess call it that if you want to, but that's what I'm looking for. And the fact that there is no wick at the bottom makes the buys even that much more riskier. Because what are the chances that it continues buying, or let's say it does continue buying, right? There's still no wick at the bottom, and we've seen for 10 consecutive months there's been wicks on both sides, top and bottom, and higher time frames hold higher power. So this is something I'll look at and be like, okay, there's no wick at the bottom. Yes, this could buy, but that's only like a 25% chance off the fact that even if it wanted to continue buying, price still has to come and create a wick. Even if it's a small wick, that's still a loss. So why would I look at that when we're already up here? We can take a sell, a counter trend trade. It is, the possibility is there. You know what I'm saying? Possibly even come and wake up in here. It could be even a tiny one. That's still a lot of pips. So now you kind of get to thinking, okay, cool. This is a crazy wick. This is a pretty big body. What are the chances that price would just match that? In this market, that's pretty high. But I'm gearing towards sales off the fact that the sales just interests me a little bit more. Let's see. If I can see where this monthly is, right? If I can see where that is, see where we're at. What are the chances that we don't get a pullback, which matches with the hourly candle, this engulfing fill, probably something deeper to create a little fake out, right? These are all just possibilities. At the end of the day, it's still 50-50, but you're just trying to create a scenario where it makes enough sense to do one thing versus the other. And you come up with 100, like, oh, there's no wick here. We might come and wick up in here before we sell. There's a lot of things that you can do with this. And on top of that, we've just kind of been sitting here for a very, very long time. So the chances of taking a counter trend trade, as you can see multiple times, is high. So, and you can see this resistance. It gets to a point where price doesn't even want to go any higher. Now, this zone might be wrong. It might. There's a good chance it is. I don't know. Um, Because realistically, because let's see, if we had it up to here, what would that look like? See, we're not fully up there. Now that changes up the game a little bit. All right, let's do this. I mean, blue zones could always be deleted and create new ones, so I'm not tripping about blue zones. Let's keep that though. And the fact that we've had a lot of resistance within the zone here, right? What I like to do is draw pretty much a box from the bottom to the top of that wick, and then basically, let's make this dark blue. Basically, I drop it like, and you kind of see where it fits into. But in this scenario, right? Again, you want as many touches in here as possible. There's a bunch of this consolidation in here, which is good. There's a touch here, even the original one. So I would assume this zone just looks a lot more prettier. And again, you're just trying to make it easy for yourself. You're not trying to make anything difficult. So now this looks a little bit more pleasing. I mean, it kind of looks the same. There's nothing really different for it, but hey, take it. As you can see, um, sometime as you can see, but yeah, I'm gearing towards sales. Like this right here is like, yeah, yep. This is my number one pair for this coming week. Absolute 100%, 100%. And then we could absolutely, whoa, we could absolutely make it all the way down here. This is very plausible. Now, this is my number one pair for the week right off the bat. And if I see something a lot better, then obviously I'll change. But as of right now, this is my number one pair. AUD USD. I might not even be able to do much, but I'm gonna try to do as much as possible. See where nigga get. Patience is key. You trust God's plan, your ability to do this. Got it. Past you believe in yourself more. Yeah, yeah. Feel me? Um, weekly we are bearish, but as you can see, I mean, just like the other pair, you can this could easily create a left head, right shoulder. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't mean to do that. Left head, right shoulder. This could easily and having that information is important because you can keep yourself from trying to take a sell and then it doesn't work in your favor. So just keeping that in mind, especially on the weekly too. Weekly's bearish. Daily, right? We this higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. This is a lower high right here. Where's my shit? I'll say this is the lower high right here. Lower high right here. Cool. And from what I see, this is the lower low, right? Lower highs, lower high, lower low. You can pretty much anticipate the same thing to happen. Lower high, lower low, you know. But I'm not really a big fan of this. Did Cause I just did these two. Yeah, I shouldn't be able to see this in the hourly at all. Sure. Okay, so you got this lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low. This is effectively a lower high. And we can anticipate either a lower low or if we change directions, guess what? Lower high to a high. Once it creates that first lower high, you come create that higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Till we come to the point where, hey, we could reverse. There's a good chance we could reverse. And this is where, just that higher level thinking. I keep saying higher level thinking when it's not really higher level thinking, it's just experience. To, boil it down to a point. Just experience, that's all you need. And I want to take a counter trend trade. It's not bad to take a counter trend trade here because you have a point. You have a fair value gap because sweep liquidity. You have a point to respect right here. So I see no reason why a counter trend trade isn't, obviously anticipating that we won't break this low. You could absolutely just smash right through it. That is a possibility. Um, as you can see, yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I don't like how hourly, hourly. What about this one? See, I don't want it on a daily because that shit fucks shit up and they can't see properly. Low, high, lower, low. I'm anticipating the next lower high. That's practically what I'm anticipating, right? Consolidate and then continue. But at the same time, I'm also keeping in mind that hey, this is the bottom of the head, inverse left, inverse head and shoulders. So this is a good time to take a counter trend trade, and the counter trend trade makes a little bit more sense. And yeah, I basically just want if the 2 hour, if it could clear this, respect this low, right? Even if it breaks, right? I want to see at least that respect. But if it breaks, I want to see a chop, a clear lower high or a higher, doesn't matter, around this area right here. The break of that, and we can get a clean, pretty much just a clean, move on up. Nothing too much. But this right here, I practically want to see this respect. We could be under the top, doesn't matter. But as long as we kind of stay in this range here, I don't know what the fuck I'm drawing. And then break. And then we kind of just take that TV. It's kind of what I would want to see. So USD CHF, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot actually. So I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna put, and the ones that I like, I usually just put this in a alarm there. But if it just continues, then it's there's nothing I can do because there's liquidity above here. And what price likes to do again, break. You're gonna have that retest, and that retest is usually gonna be some shit like this. You know, it's gonna get up there. So counter trend trades aren't bad if you know what you're doing. If not, though, you save your money. No need to do all that. Same thing here. How you have like a, I'm on the 2 hour, but if you can see it, there's like a left, there's a head. This area here is a right shoulder. Left head, right shoulder, retest, didn't break the low. Engulfing candlestick, wait for that second retest, go on. I knew I did some bullshit. How do I delete? I forgot the keys. Okay. I wish I could play music through my shit, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that pullback. So now I'm looking for something either better than these two, like it's, A plus setup type shit, or I'm looking for my third and fourth. I'm sticking to only fast pairs, off the fact that within this Trump market, right? Let's like if you look at NZDJPY, within this since Monday, right? Price has moved from here to down here, right? This type of move doesn't happen often. Cool. AUD CAD, same thing, move like a bitch. But as you can see here, like I've been struggling, like it's not really respecting what I wanted to respect. Obviously, break, waiting for that retest. Didn't wait for the retest, I entered, failed. This was the most optimal zone. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I was just going through it. Left head, right shoulder, easy. Wait for the retest, continuation. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of see it just slow pairs. They make a good. They get a good move. But the faster pairs, I feel like they just not feel from what I've seen. They just move a lot better. at least in my opinion. Like even this, like since Monday, is that the right Monday? Hell no. From right here, Monday, like it moves pretty clean and fast, and that's what I like about it. So next one, what time is it? 6:48, almost 7. So I'm gonna do probably this is the last one I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the rest on my own, and then hopefully, cause I'm not obviously I'm not trying to give out trades and shit. That's not unless people want it. You know, I'm not really gonna give out shit for real. But I'll do like a couple, and then the rest I'm doing the same shit. You know, and then if within the comments, like YouTube comments, if people have questions, I could just answer them within the few that I do, and then you can kind of see where I'm doing. But this isn't financial advice though, so don't take it as that. So, all right, let's do this one, and then I'm off. Damn, damn, shit, these niggas suck. Hey, but I don't know if you can see, but this is becoming very very tight. Meaning the buy. Hey, just get ready. Just get ready. One of these days, this motherfucker just about to pop out the screen and just doesn't stop. But that's overall like weekly though. What are we working with monthly? What are we working with monthly? Monthly we swept liquidity, so buys are a little bit more tasteful. But we engulfed here, making us bearish because this was the higher low, lower low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low. I'm pretty sure then, yeah, we already made that lower low weekly engulfed as well. So we're bearish. Go on daily. Yeah, we're bearish. We do have this zone here we could spike into or respect. I don't know, but we are bearish. Go over to the 4 hour. 4 hour. I want it to go up a little bit higher. If I could get that, that would be beautiful. So now I'm basically just gonna track this to higher lows and basically just wait for it to break, and that's it. You don't do nothing else. You don't try to force it, nothing. Like this could absolutely smash all the way up here. It could. You don't know. And don't at the same time you don't try to force a trade by taking it here. Oh, it could go here. That's could was the possibilities. And the way I look at possibilities is what's hindering that logic from being more absolute than the other. And for example, if you want to take a counter trend trade, right? The things that will slow it down, right? Around psychological level within here, 1.1 500, right? Banks usually liquidate around the zones, at least clean zones, right? You have a couple of those, right? You have liquidity, but you have your area of interest where price is likely to pivot, move, and give you some type of reaction. And another key thing I just like, or I'm stuttering, a rule of thumb that I like to keep: price has a better possibility or probability of reversing compared to breaking through. And you can see that multiple times in a zone. Price will likely like reverse than actually like break through. And it's done that plenty of times. Just using that logic alone, right? That tells you, okay, you have several things that tell you once it reaches a zone, the probability of it continuing to your take profit decreases by a bunch. Now, yes, it can go through, but what do you have in your lineup? At least how many check marks do you have in your lineup before you make that decision? And it's not a lot because you have all these other things that go against it, but the possibility is always there. If you want to take the gamble, that's when trading becomes gambling, where you force something that you don't see. It's gonna tell you what it wants to do. But if the higher time frames tell you that this thing is bearish, it's gonna sell, and there's a liquidity point all the way down here, right? Why force something when you could take a much sweeter sell? You feel me? Really take the market for real, right? And you already have a previous left head, right shoulder, right? You never know. Could have that right shoulder and then sell, but you have to wait though. and you see this generational move here. It's there. You just have to wait for it. You can't just force something you don't see. You don't see it. You don't see it. You go to different pairs, and if you trade options or indexes, go to other ones. Like you don't have to. You don't have to marry this one. And that's where people fuck up. When I say people, I really mean me, because I'm just spewing out my thoughts versus trying to like teach. Because I'm not a teacher. That's not my type of vibe. But I'ma just speak my thoughts, whatever I'm thinking, and that's whatever comes out comes out. And yeah, this one played out dummy fast. But this one's another one. Yeah, we could definitely. Yeah, this is just a matter of following it. If we could come up here, who knows? But I'm gonna keep following this, see what it does. There are pullback. I don't know what to think about that, but this overall left head or right shoulder, we could continue just respecting EMA. So this is more so a follow trade. So I'm looking for something better than GBP CHF, and what you can do is, yeah, I don't know if there was like a fair value gap here, maybe you could put an alarm. I don't know. You don't. I don't put alarms. I just kind of leave it because it could keep going. But this is something nice to keep an eye on and just watch and see what it does. Um, and the recent lows, I don't think it's gonna come back over here. Yeah, we're just gonna leave this alone for now. You can kind of see, yeah, this is gonna continue buying probably up until these zones, but just keep waiting. Yeah. So, all right. So 6:55. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, that's cool. Um, yeah, I do this for free. I don't really need. I don't know. I don't know why I do it. I just do it because I have the time. So why not? Fuck it. You know. I mean, I learned it, and shit, you're gonna struggle through it anyway. So I might as well give you the knowledge, or at least guide you in the right direction, so at least you know what the fuck you're doing, and not lose money. Cause I know that shit hurt. That shit hurt me too. So this nigga Bryson ain't back. So I'm going ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here. I'm tired of shit, but I'm gonna get back on here tomorrow. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna get back on tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do the rest. I'll do that. I'm not even gonna touch these. Like as you can see, like they're just fucking. Fuck that. I'm good. I'm gonna just deal with these faster pairs, and then also I'm gonna do gold as well. Gold is a really like, I ain't gonna lie. Gold been teeing up, as you can see. Motherfuckers have been eating good, and this is like again the optimal entry right here. It's 6. I enter around 11, so I would have entered probably around this candlestick here. But this is a 2 hour. You can see right here, area interest, right? Price has a better, higher probability of reversing compared to breaking through. So if it's gonna break through, cool, you wait for that break. But if not, break, right? Morningstar formation, wait for the retest, right? Is there like a deeper point? Is there a reason why this came all the way down here? Yes, fair value gap within right here. It wasn't tapped. Cool. As you can see, you wait. Basically, this isn't an entry. It's 8 o'clock around here. 9. I enter around 11. 11 is right here. I would personally, right, even though this isn't a bad entry, this really isn't a bad entry. I would wait for tap into here, truly and honestly. If it's gone, it's gone. You set your alarm, it came back in, beautiful. Consolidate, Morningstar formation again, strong, enter right within here. Just ride it, just ride it. It's really simple, straightforward. Once you kind of like relax, I feel like the way I trade, you can't really see it until you relax. Like stop trying to force it, stop trying to jump into it. Like you don't have to. You can just chill out. But yeah, I'm gonna do the rest tomorrow. I'm getting pretty sleepy. I ain't gonna fake it to you. Probably gonna take a nap and find something to do, I guess. But yeah, two number one pairs. This one AUD USD. I'm looking to sell, and USD CHF. I'm looking for a counter trend trade if we respect this low. But there's a fair value gap here within like the 1 hour and 30 minute. It lines up perfectly cool. And for that pullback, respect, we're good to go for a 1 to 3.9. No, 1 to 3.19. All right, Lucy,